Oh, hey, you're watching Colteastwood, so don't take it personal, you pansies.
Hi, it's Colteastwood. Remember back in 2015 when I got ridiculed for saying, "When you put in a console game, it just works"? Every time I point out a fault or a problem with PC gaming, I get marked as the console peasant. I'm calling this video PCTinkerRace. It's really a call for honesty among PC gamers, for all of us to admit sometimes they just give us trouble that sets us to the desktop to investigate a repair. Consoles, they have their own problems, but I'm not talking about hardware failures or mechanical crap like the Red Ring of Death or a motherboard frying. I'm talking about glitches, software mishaps, and games just trying to talk to the myriad of configurations that spread across PC gaming. If something isn't working on my PC, or the frame rate starts wigging out, or the game just crashes the desktop, I start gaming on eggshells. So I sat down with two very different gamer friends of mine to discuss the imperfections of PC gaming. First, Tubbs, the quintessential console lifer, and Leo, a PC enthusiast gamer that also appreciates the comforts of console gaming. Remember, our friend Leo bought this game on PC like a week early. He got the $80 early access edition.
Right.
He didn't say anything to anybody but me because he didn't want people to make fun of him, but the game was running like garbage on his PC. He says it's stuttering and stalling and pausing and all kinds of crap, and he spends like hours over the whole weekend just tinkering with settings, resetting stuff, getting in and out of the game, trying different configurations, and fluctuating frame rates are okay, but he says like you can't even steer because the game will just halt on you. So he's like, well, hopefully it's an AMD problem. I get the game the day it launches and I start playing, it's like there was times where I'm driving through an area and the game would just like lock up for almost 2 seconds. I said, well then at least you can play it on Xbox. He's like, I don't want to play it on Xbox. It's 30 frames. I want to play it 60 frames.
All it does is it kills my confidence in my PC. If something's wrong with my PC, now I gotta upgrade something else. I know in my head, this mental bug in my head telling me your rig isn't good enough. It will not go away. But that's all it is. It's a mental thing that makes you think you have to have something better so you can play games on the highest settings. He's super ticked off.
I would be too. I would be too. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm not spending money for a PC.
Well, you spent all that time Googling different scenario fixes and different configurations and going into places one should never venture in a Windows PC.
That's all time that I'd be playing my game on it.
Yes! When I play my PC, I'm nervous. And this is kind of what you're touching on. I feel like I'm playing on eggshells. I'm like, oh crap, I don't want to turn too hard, I don't want to run too fast. I don't want to go into I almost say this. I don't want to go over in that area because I don't want the frame rates to drop and the game to crash. And you never do that on a console. You would because it would never occur to you because consoles just work. And that's like something I got ridiculed for saying last year was consoles, the games just work. And they do. Yeah, they look crappier. They definitely don't look crappy, but they may not look as nice. But I honestly play a game like Forza Horizon 3 or Fallout, and I'm like, oh man, I hope it doesn't crash on me. After the Forza Horizon 3 patch released to fix that frame stuttering, I was still seeing the same problems on my PC. I followed the advice of a gaming article where a user said that reassigning the priority in the task manager solved all of his frame stutter problems. So, I set to tinkering. And when I went back to test the game stuttered even more. Or maybe I was just driving too fast. Maybe I should go easy on the game, and maybe I should dumb down the settings to look like the game was made in 2006.
Right.
And I'm always feeling like that. I'm always feeling afraid that I'm going to hurt it.
There are PC gamers that won't admit when they're having issues just because they don't want to look foolish for spending that kind of money and having a rig not perform well. They shouldn't be ashamed of it. They can't control drivers. They can't control if a hardware.
It's way easier for me to go, oh, your $1,500 machine isn't running as well as a $300 console. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't want somebody to say that.
Instead of playing the game, I start looking up how to see if I can fix it. I take so much time away from gaming. Instead of just gaming, I'm looking at stuff. Now, this isn't like every game by any means on PC. But at first, it's just, first thing I think, my rigs, something's wrong with my rig, so I gotta do it. I don't have that on console. I definitely like PC more than console, but the fact is right now, I turn my Xbox on, I'm playing Forza. I don't even think about the graphics because there are no other settings. Well, you don't have that desire to, okay, it's not running at Ultra in this game, so my hardware is not good enough. You know what I mean? If I can't run it at Ultra, it kind of bums me out. And I think, well, now it's about time to upgrade. Which,
well, for $1,800, you have the right to expect a game to run on Ultra. Gosh dang it. Am I going to turn on my computer, and am I going to load up Steam and load a game up, and for some reason Windows is cranking some process, or my hard drive is cranking for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I'll just shut everything down and restart it. I mean, that kind of stuff sucks. Right. And like today, I went to load up Fallout, and it was taking forever to launch. It wouldn't launch. And I'm like, what the heck? And I looked down, and the hard drive's going. I'm like, what the crap? So I went in to the task manager, Control-Delete, right-click, down menu, this, and I'm like 96% of my CPU is being used up for nothing. I had nothing open. I'm like, tinker, tinker, tinker. Why is the game not running? I said, I go, F it. So I just shut down the computer, restarted it, and I loaded up the game, and everything was fine. I played for like 2 hours. You have to wonder, is it worth it? Is it worth the extra money you spent and the tinker time? And I'm not saying this is a joke. I'm sure there's people when something doesn't go right, they're like, oh, I'll go fix it because I'm good at that stuff. And sometimes it's enjoyable to fix crap. Another cute problem I had recently, my Pip-Boy screen in Fallout 4 dimmed so black that I couldn't read anything on it. I did the usual in-game checks, see if I messed up some display setting. I checked my mods to see if something was messed up. I checked, I didn't have my Pip-Boy mod active, so I closed the game, got out my phone, asked Michael Google if he had any answers, and it turns out NVIDIA auto-updated my graphic drive the night before. And SSOH was enabled and made the Pip-Boy screen impossible to read and had to be turned off. Tinker, tinker, tinker. A quick, painless fix. But what is that about? You ever do this on your Xbox or PlayStation? Do you ever click a game to start it and it comes up with some error message and refuses to open? Windows has failed to launch Fallout 4 due to some unknown error. Would you like us to try and resolve it? And I'm like, yes. So I hit OK. Windows could not resolve this error. Would you like to spend the next 3 hours Googling and tinkering with your computer so you can actually do something? Yes, please. I think it has to do with the new patch that got uploaded, and I'm like, how do I roll back the patch? So I just did all this stuff. I looked all over Google, I went to websites, went to forums. I went into my settings, I dug into hidden files and all this crap. Do you ever do that on PlayStation?
Never.
So finally I get Fallout to launch with like the pre-options screen, and it turns out that it set my resolution of my game to some funky resolution I've never even heard of. But if you're a guy like me who's like been a lifelong console gamer and you jump in, remember that video that I did with your help where you took that PC Master Race graphic and you kind of modified the comments on it? It's like, hey, if you're a console gamer and you're looking to get into PC, welcome. I mean, it's awesome. There's a couple things you should be aware of before you jump in and go spend your money. I think you're right. There are PC gamers that will, hell or high water, will they ever admit that they have an issue with their PC.
Right. The weird thing is I can go play this game on my PC, locked at 30, ultra settings, the highest, every setting the highest it can go. And it's, for some reason, still more enjoyable on my Xbox One.
Why is that? Why?
I don't know. It's a smoother experience on Xbox.
It's a more stable experience.
Yeah. You know, I mean, look at a console. You got a $299 Xbox One S. You can run HDR lighting. You can run it upscaled to 4K, which I finally saw recently. I couldn't believe how good it looked. It looks incredible.
Really?
It looks incredible. The HDR is way better than the 4K. It looks incredible. It was at Best Buy. They had one set up. And it almost made me spend, you know, a whole bunch of money for it. I talked myself out of it. But so yeah, a console for the price, you really can't complain. I'm not part of that fraternity of people that own PCs that they look down on the console thing. I joke about it, but no way do I think that for real. I think that is one of the silliest and worst aspects of PC gaming, is that group of people that literally look down on somebody because they're gaming on a box on their TV.
What you're looking at is the prime example of PC gaming, and maybe it's because I'm on TV, PC to TV, but I'm loading up Doom for the first time since I upgraded my graphics card, and here it is default at 480p. I don't know why it does this, and I get this half the time when I load up a new game after installing it. If it's looking at my TV and doesn't know what to do, but here I'll just show you. Let's see. Now I can go to settings. We'll go to video. Won't we? The heck? Change the aspect ratio to 16:9. Yes, I want to keep these settings. Sometimes the stuff's so far off the screen I can't even see it. Custom resolution scale. So I should be able to set everything to ultra. Let's see how this looks. PC gaming at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. But you know, half the time it's just fine. But it's those times when you load up a new game and you're ready to have the big experience, and it does that. It's really annoying. Admit it. Your PC isn't perfect. It offers exponential benefits over a console any day of the week with flexibility, graphics, and options. But sometimes our PC makes us open the hood and tinker before we can get back to gaming. And if you're okay with that, and if those pros outweigh the cons, don't worry, I'm okay with that too. But I wanted to make this video just to say I'm not afraid to admit that my PC isn't perfect. And if you're a console gamer looking to add a PC to your gaming setup, good. These are just the small issues to be prepared for. Alright guys, this is Colteastwood. I hope you got something out of this video, and I hope you can appreciate some of my complaints and kind of see where I'm coming from. I do spend equal amounts of time playing on Xbox One and playing on PC, and I couldn't be happier. I'm having a great time and I enjoy it. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm being irrational. I'd really appreciate it. Any feedback from my channel is super helpful. Thanks for talking to me, guys. I'll see you soon. Thanks.